Hello everyone and welcome back to another cast of the first Rakgoska Open in the round of 64. I am your host and sponsor, Rakgoska. I'm going to be bringing you this game. We've got Seed 1 Ziddy spawning as the blue Terran in the northern position here on Naga Caverns, and his opponent Achilles spawning as the green Zerg in the southern positions. Many of you who listen to the StarCast forums know Achilles as the History of War buff, which is such a great episode. I really like this last episode where he was talking about the different races and their link to World War II combat styles. The Zerg being the Russian, just forces upon forces upon forces. The Protoss and like the Germans with their nice blitzkrieg style, and the Terran like the Allies, which is the economic style. It's very cool that it actually does work. You think about it and you're like, wow, that actually makes a lot of sense. Showing Achilles down here doing the extractor trick, getting in that extra drone before his overlord spawns, but deciding that not gonna build anything right away. Or nope, there he goes, spawning pool right away on 11 in supply. So it looks like we're gonna be seeing some pretty fast Zerglings. We do have this lonely SCV moving his way across the map and gonna check out this Zergy base. Gonna see that spawning pool is now going up, and he's gonna have a pretty good idea of what's coming for him. He does have his barracks and supply depot in a nice position. He will be able to get that wall up. And let's take a look and see what this scout sees. Ooh, don't want to follow his camera. That bounces back and forth way too much for me. Alright, here we go. Moving into the base. Sees that there are drones in gas right there. Sees that the spawning pool is just about finished. And decides to harass a drone while he's there. And pulls... Ooh, look at all those drones getting pulled off the line there. That's a lot of drones. You definitely want to do that when your SCV is in the middle of the line. Then you can kind of get a good surround, and hopefully he won't do the mineral trick and save that. But it looks like he will get that drone killed. Nope. There goes some drones doing some work, and loses the SCV, but manages to take out a drone in the process. 17 supply to 15 supply currently. We do have an orbital command on its way up as well, and it will get that nice wall completed there. To avoid any kind of Zerg shenanigans, Zerglings in the mineral line can always be a damper on your day. Mule drop is underway, those mules providing with that extra income. Factory is also now going up for Ziddy. Zerg metabolic boost is now started for Achilles as well. And it'll be interesting to see how these two players transition. I did manage to catch this game at ×8 speed just to catch... Ooh, Baneling nest going up. Could we be seeing a very early Baneling bust? Oh, definitely. Looks like this is definitely a possibility. We do have 6 Zerglings in production. With this larva spawn about to happen, we could definitely be seeing some kind of Baneling aggression, which could potentially do quite a bit of damage here against the Terrans who wall off with these 2 depots like this. If you get the Banelings in there just right, you can actually damage both depots and get them both taken out, which will severely dent the supply for the Terran player. We do have a factory now coming up with a tech lab. Second factory is now being morphed in as well, and we'll see how he decides to transition off of this. Meanwhile, we have Zerglings here moving up the map. Zerglings here moving up, getting into position. That Baneling's nest is now finished actually, so we will be seeing hopefully some Banelings being morphed in. Bunker is being put up at that first ramp. Supply depot areas. 8 Zerglings now sitting outside the base, and 8 more on the way. Meanwhile, 5 Banelings are being morphed. Now a 6th Baneling being morphed in with several Zerglings behind it. So we will definitely see how this is going to affect our Seed 1 player here. And the Hellion does get out. Does he spot this? Yes, he does spot this and decides to get a little bit of damage going in. Meanwhile, here the Zerglings are moving, or the Banelings are moving up the map. Let's see what they can do. And boom goes the supply depot here, and that definitely is going to open up here for these Zerglings to run into the base, skipping right past the bunker, getting into the mineral line, getting as much damage done on those. Takes 1 mule down, gets an SCV taken down, a couple SCVs taken down, going for those Marines. This definitely is not a very good position for our Terran player to be in, as that Zerg player was able to get in and do quite a bit of damage. Would have been nice to see him blow up that other supply depot, but he manages to get that nice and cleaned up here, and getting ready to throw down another wall. Nope. well, there it goes, throwing down another wall here, creating a nice narrow little choke here for those units. Meanwhile, more Zerglings are on their way up. 4 Banelings are being morphed in as well. Could we be seeing a second Baneling bust? It is altogether possible. He might even have enough to take down that barracks before it gets... Never mind, it's getting repaired. Here comes the Banelings. And... ooh, doesn't get any good damage done on that one. Gets the supply depot in red, but it looks like this SCV will be able to repair it. Meanwhile, these Banelings, or these Zerglings getting forced into that choke, are quickly going to be disintegrated. Hellions now moving out. Roach Warren is in production as well. Blue Flame Hellions here roasting away these Zerglings, taking them down quite quickly. Oh, more Zerglings getting roasted. Yeah, there we go. Get those Zerglings taken out. Meanwhile, our Terran brethren, the Hellions, moving down towards the Zerg base. Zerg player still currently on the 1 base, which is definitely not someplace you want to be against a higher ranked player, behind in economy as well as behind in tech, as we currently just have the Zerglings and the Banelings. No Zerglings out right now. Is he going to get those drones moved away in time? Clumping them all up right on the mineral line, which is not a good place you want your drones to be when there's Hellions in your bases clumped up. Meanwhile, these roaches did spawn, and they will be able to quickly take those Hellions out of commission. Currently sitting at 7 drones to 16 SCVs, which is, might I say, not a very good position to be at. Command center is now also on the way. Do we have siege tanks started? Yes, we do have siege tanks on the way. Where did that second factory go? Oh, looks like he did get that second factory canceled. Very interesting. A lot of these Zerg or SCVs are also in the red health, so it looks like they did take a couple shots from those initial Banelings. A couple of them are in also the yellow, so they got a couple of those Zergling hits in there too, which is, needless to say, pretty devastating. We have a small roach force here moving out from Achilles. Ziddy looks like he is set up to probably defend this pretty well. He does have 6 Marines in bunkers, a couple of Hellions, and this siege tank. Siege tanks having a range of 7, roaches only having a range of 3, which means this siege tank should be able to do quite a bit of damage to those roaches from a safe distance. And siege tanks do massive amounts of damage to roaches. Alrighty, ooh, looks like the Hellions are headed towards John's Common Knowledge Hallway down here in the southern position here of the map. And they are going to be able to get free reign right into the Zerg base, as he still is only sitting on those 6 workers. So he's definitely not even really paying attention to his larva injects anymore. Is focused heavily on this Terran wall, which is not something you'd want to attack in. We've got these 2 bunkers here, these 2 siege tanks up, and they are doing a massive amount of damage to those roaches, and Achilles decides to throw in the towel and GG out of this game. So it looks like we have a Ziddy moving into the round of 32. Achilles, better luck next time. We'll see you in the next tournament, hopefully. If you like this game and more like it, please subscribe to my channel down below, and as always, have a good night.